Hi, this is Andre, and we're going to continue our college algebra prep lessons. In this video, we're going to talk about the properties of real numbers, and we're going to use the variables a, b, or c, which represents any real number. So let's look at the closure property, which says a plus b equals a real number. What this is really saying is if you have a set of real numbers, so real number A, real number B, if you have a set of real numbers and you're adding them together, it's going to result in a real number, as your solution will be a real number. And also, if you multiply a set of real numbers, real number A, real number B, it's going to result in a real solution number. So this is just saying if you're doing any of these two, you're not going to result in some imaginary number or something like that. And we'll talk about imaginary numbers later on in this course. Okay, let's look at the commutative properties. And what this is saying is if you have a set of numbers and you're adding them together, it doesn't matter if you add a plus b or b plus a, they're both going to result in the same answer. Now let's look at a little example of this. Okay, so if you have 2 plus 3, it doesn't matter if you do 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2, they're both going to result in the answer of 5. Okay, and this also goes for multiplication. If you're multiplying 2 times 3 or 3 times 2, it doesn't matter if you multiply 2 times 3 first or if you do the 3 times 2 first, they're both going to result in 6. So that pretty much sums up those two properties. Okay, and before we get into our next properties, let's look at the order of operations. And what the order of operations is saying, and it's saying if you have parentheses in your equation, whatever's inside of the parentheses, you're going to do this first. And if there's an exponent, in your algebraic equation, you're going to do this second. Multiplication, you're going to do this third. Division, you're going to do this fourth. Addition, you're going to do this fifth. And subtraction, you're going to do this sixth. And this is a 5. There we go. So, if you only have a few of these, whatever order your algebraic, well, let's look at an example. Let's look at 2 times parentheses 2 plus 3 plus, no, let's not do a 2, let's do a 4. Okay, so what this is saying here, so we look at what's involved in this algebraic equation. So we see that there is a parentheses, so we want to do this first, right? Whatever's in here, so we're going to add this up. We're going to do this first, and then, so let's mark that off, parentheses. And then second, okay, we look down the line because this is in its systematic order. This is what we want to do first. If this is not here, then we want to do this. If this isn't here, then we want to do this. So, okay, so we don't have any exponents in this equation, but we do have multiplication, so that's what we want to do next. So we see that whatever this adds up to be, 2 plus 3 is 5. We're going to multiply that by 2 next. So this we'll do this second. And then after our multiplication is done, we see, is there any division in there in this equation? No, there's no division. Is there adding? Are we adding any numbers? Yes, we are adding numbers. So we're going to do this third. So we did our parentheses first, multiplication second, and then we're going to add whatever needs to be added third. And subtraction, we don't have any subtraction in this example, so we don't have to worry about it. So and our answer here, 3 plus 2 is 5, times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. And that's the way you want to look at any algebraic equation. You want to see if there's parentheses, because if there are, then you do that first. Then you want to look at the exponent, and if there is an exponent, then you want to do that, and so forth down the line. So yeah, that's pretty much our order of operations. And this is just going to take practice. You're going to have to just continue to do examples and examples until you get this idea, you know, kind of get this under your belt and get strong with this order of operations deal. Okay, let's move on.